Hello everyone, thank you for joining us at this news on Equinoxe television live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital Douala. I am Babla Jonathan. Infighting erupts in the Social Democratic Front SDF political party in Lum in the Mungo Division Littoral region of the Republic of Cameroon. A conflicting situation emanating from the candidacy of the mayor of the municipality to the post of president of the section or section president of the SDF in that part of the country hindered the renewal of party organs in that administrative unit. We shall be giving you details in this edition of the 6 p.m. newscast. Plus, teachers of public schools in the Republic of Cameroon bent on pressing for solutions to their grievances, and they are maintaining their strike action despite a response from the Ministry of Communication sweeping aside all the revendications of the teachers and qualifying the actions of the teachers as an attempt to disrupt the smooth start of the 2022-2023 academic year. Now, news out of the Republic of Cameroon: at least 48 persons have died of cholera in the Democratic Republic of Congo Central Province of Sankuru, and the outbreak has already killed several persons. Efforts are underway to stop the spread of cholera in that African nation. Stay with us. Thank you, dear viewers, for joining us at this news. I'll begin in Lome in the Mungo Division Littoral region of the Republic of Cameroon, where the Social Democratic Front SDF political party is being hit by tensions emanating from the candidacy of the mayor of the municipality to the post of section president, and this hindered the renewal of party organs in that part of the littoral region of the country. Details in this report compiled by Equinoxe.
SDF Lum in the Mungo division of the littoral region in turmoil. Two camps of militants are tearing themselves apart. One faction is for the conduct of elections to renew the basic organs of the SDF Lum, while that of Mayor Guy Kwate Wambo against. According to Mayor Guy Kwate Wambo, those organizing the election are incompetent in doing so. They will have to wait for the SDF hierarchies to descend to Lum for the organization of the elections. That's without them, no election can hold. The camp for organization of the elections qualifies Mayor Guy Kwate Wambo as nobody to stop the election from taking place in Lum. Mayor Guy Kwate Wambo is incompetent to stand against election in Lum. Even if he is SDF mayor in Lum, he is not an SDF leader, but a male militant of the party in Lum. The mayor is also accused of abusing the party's rules and regulations. We hold him responsible for violation of the NEC resolution of May 7 and July 30, 2016. Mayor Guy Kwate Wambo is not above the laws of the party. To be a true militant, he must be able to respect the rules and regulations governing the SDF party. A chaotic election that plunged the SDF party supporters and sympathizers in frustration as they could only watch the party militants exchange bitter words and exercise muzzles at each other till the election avenue was evacuated.
The Social Democratic Front at the center of another controversial situation here in Cameroon's economic capital Douala concerning the rehabilitation of a government primary school, Deido, And the problem is that the buildings have been painted in the colors of the Social Democratic Front, and this is raising concerns and worries within administrative circles. We have details with Annabella, but we'll be coming back to that in a short while. Time for us to go over to the northwest region of the Republic of Cameroon to talk about back to school and the issue of community schools. Education stakeholders have decided to put an end to this side of the educational sector in the northwest region of the country, which is coming as a result of the Anglophone crisis and the closure of several schools in different parts of the crisis-stricken northwest region. But launching the 2022-2023 academic year, Education Authority said this has to stop. Details with our reporter in the northwest region, Bustela.
École publique New Daido Douala. Few days to back to school. Some classrooms of the institution still serve as habitats to internally displaced persons and other Cameroonians from the north. When we arrived at the institution, rehabilitation works were going on. One of those in charge of the works guiding us around informs the Equinoxe team that the school is getting a facelift. We as well got information from the former pupils of École publique de Daido that before now the school had been neglected for several years. The ceilings were falling off, dysfunctional toilets, classrooms without blackboards, no water points, among others.
Il y a nos enfants qui fréquentent dans les écoles, des petites écoles, c'est même pas si l'État même connaît.
Our children learn in schools without standards. Look at the public school, which should be our pride. It is abandoned and it kills the education of our kids.
Public qui devait faire la fierté. Quand on laisse comme ça, on veut que nos enfants deviennent des...
Considering all the lack, the school is now being rehabilitated or renovated by the SCF Member of Parliament, Honorable Joshua Osi, as part of his micro-project. By the colors green and white used on the walls, which happens to be the SDF party colors as well, seem to be an issue and caught the attention of some administrative authorities. Alerted, the DO for the Douala 1 area plus other officials ordered that the works be suspended and the colors changed. An order which has been respected. At the time of our visit, the green was being changed. We later got in contact with the DO for the Douala 1, Umaru Michel, who explains that the school is a neutral ground and nothing about an educational institution should be politicized. Joshua Osi on his part told us on phone that he couldn't comment on the issue of colors at the moment.
Educational institutions should not be politicized. That is what the administrative authority is saying in that report there compiled by Annabella on the controversial situation provoked by the rehabilitation of the government primary school Daido here in Douala by the Social Democratic Front First Vice President and Member of Parliament O.C. Joshua. The building painted in the colors of the Social Democratic Front as due of community schools emanating as a result of the fact that several schools have been shut down in several parts of the northwest region of the country as a result of the unstable security situation there. But launching the next academic year, education authorities said this has to stop because it does not respect the rules and regulations governing the educational sector in Cameroon. Bustela reports from Bamenda.
The high points of the sector conference of the basic and secondary education was a review of the just ended 2021-2022 school year and the launch of the 2022-2023 academic year across the northwest region. Generally, the region recorded an increase in the number of functional schools and also in the number of pupils and students. In the secondary education sector, 89 afflictions against students, teachers and school infrastructures were documented across the northwest region, with over 100,000 students unaccounted for. The threats on teachers and learners have been blamed on the over 5 years armed conflict. At the conference, the Northwest Regional Delegate for Secondary Education, Guang Roland, appealed for all to get on board and revive the education industry of the Northwest region.
My biggest worry is that we have not yet recovered all the students. So the message is simple. We just have to remind them that there's nothing more valuable than going to school. So they should come. Our arms are ready and open. And the minister has given clear instructions that we should not leave out any learner. No learner should be left behind, be it an ex-combatant, be it a student with disability.
In the basic education sector, a total of 1,026 primary schools were operational with a total of 175,502 pupils. This is an improvement according to the Northwest Regional Delegate for Basic Education, Gilbert Wambengdong, although the region had over 400,000 pupils in schools before 2016. In the 2022-2023 academic year, the basic education stakeholders will be waging a war against the phenomenon of community schools, which are opening up in areas considered as red zones in the restive Northwest region.
Now, in the Indian Division, Southwest region of the Republic of Cameroon, our reporter Derek Jatov has in details on efforts to ensure an effective back to school for the 2022-2023 academic year. He was in the regional capital Mundemba to cover the Indian Challenge Cup, a football tournament offered by the Prime Minister and Head of Government, Chief Dr. Joseph John Gute, to the people of the Indian Division with the intention of bringing the people together, uniting the people for peace to be restored and for effective back to school for the pupils and students to return to school for the next academic year. They reach out to us more.
Indian, a division in the southwest region of Cameroon, braces up for a better future. We are in Mundemba, chieftain of Indian Division, where the people here say they have succeeded to use sport, football, as a tool to bring back the spirit of love, oneness, peace, and living together.
This competition will bring a lot of unity to Mundemba. A lot of unity, Indian as a whole. A lot of unity.
The ceremony of the day is the finals of a football tournament baptized Indian Challenge Cup, an initiative of the Cameroon Prime Minister and Head of Government, Chief Dr. Joseph John Gute, who is an elite of this division, the Indian Division. On the action page of it, 6 teams came forth, and United Stars with Veteran Football Club appeared at the finals, though the United Stars came close severally but failed to concretize. And the Veteran Football Club as legend mastered the game, netting 3 times in the presence of Gilbert Gibai Baldenai, the senior divisional officer from Indian Division, who was the presiding officer.
The population has been crying that they needed something like this to bring them out. And with this competition, it has helped some of the youths to showcase their talents as far as football is concerned. So the population of Mundemba and Dian as a whole, they are very, very happy, and they are congratulating the Prime Minister for a job well done.
I want to very sincerely thank the Right Honorable Prime Minister for having organized this type of competition. From the attendance of the population, you can see that everybody in Dian was awaiting a situation like this.
As Indians celebrate under the theme Ise na Ise, meaning we are one. Next is an academic competition, which they say they are ready.
Back to school, all we will prepare our picking the well, especially how the competition they can end. Indian be set for swimming picking the go school. Set, no disturbance, will not get problem.
The parents, the students, pupils, they are very, very determined to start this academic year in a very sound footing.
Football has proven again to be a unifying factor, and come Monday, the 5th day of September 2022, these youth have all agreed that the time for football has come and gone, and they will not take their boats to the field anymore, but their books to school, which is their future and the future of their division.
Ise na Ise, we are one. This is the motto of the people of the Indian Division in the face of the multiple challenges affecting that part of the crisis-stricken southwest region of the Republic of Cameroon. Now, education or teachers of public schools in the Republic of Cameroon are still bent on pressing for solutions to their grievances. And they made this known recently in an announcement of a strike action which they say has to resume until government provides solutions to their plight. In the meantime, the Minister of Communication and Government spokesperson Rene Emmanuel Sadi has said that government has already responded to their plight and qualifies the announced strike action as an attempt to disrupt the smooth start and unfolding of the next academic year. Details in this report compiled by Mala Glory.
The emergence of a country is possible only through a strong educative system, says the teachers. This is following a strike action they announced to take effect on August 31st, 2022 all over the national territory. The government, according to them, has not adhered to the demands of Operation Dead Chalk, a strike action which was launched in the month of April 2022 before being suspended has been relaunched. It is clear that the government does not want to listen to us. We have therefore decided to initiate the strike action at the beginning of the school year so as to avoid disrupting classes in the middle of the school year. The worries of teachers must be solved before any school resumption. The government termed this as a blackmail, and through the Minister of Communication provides a number of solutions. This was during a press conference ahead of school resumption come September 5th.
To give appropriate responses to the demands raised by teachers during the last school year through the full implementation of the measures prescribed to this effect by the head of state. Of course, not everything is perfect yet, and satisfaction may not be total to date, but what has been done deserves to be commended and appreciated at its true value.
According to these teachers, they won't end the strike action until the government meets their demands. This, however, is a worry to parents already preparing for the 2022-2023 academic year.
After the report broadcast on Equinoxe television yesterday on the concerns and worries of the people of Cook Village in the Fungom subdivision, Menchum division, northwest region of the Republic of Cameroon over the changing color of Lake Cook and the pungent odor oozing from the lake, and fears of a possible repeat of the 1986 Lake Nyos disaster. The senior division officer of the Menchum division informs the population of Cook Village in Fungom subdivision in particular and the population of Menchum in general that the sudden change of color that has appeared in the lake and the odor in the vicinity is as a result of the heavy rainfall in the recent weeks. As explained by the scientists, it should be noted that the sudden change observed is due to heavy rains that have shaken the water level that has brought up the surface particles deposited at the bottom of the lake, and this is contained in a statement signed by the senior division officer of the Menchum division. In the same statement, he continues by saying that as a result of the heavy rains, the said particles are rising to the surface and have caused chemical reactions that have provoked the odor in the area. The senior division officer of the Menchum division the officer of the Menchum division therefore calls on the entire population to remain calm while being vigilant to continuously inform the administration of any other incident noticed in the area. That is a reaction from the senior division officer of the Menchum division in the northwest region of the Republic of Cameroon. Now to Makak in the Nyong and Kele division center region of the Republic of Cameroon. The people are calling on the government to help them to be able to move from one area to the other easily with little or no problems. And they are telling government to construct bridges over River Nyong and good roads in that part of the central region. They were speaking during a ceremony to receive 2 new engine boats from the government of Cameroon. Details from me, Armstrong Sander.
This truck is one of the many victims of the disastrous road network and paralyzed transportation system in the Nyong and Kele division of the central region of Cameroon. On the stretches of road linking Bobok, Mise, Bot Makak and Makak, Lucas and road users say they go through a veritable nightmare, especially when it rains. Added to the advanced enclavement favored by a deplorable road network is the problem of crossing over River Nyong, a nightmare which began with the breaking down of a ferry now begging for repairs on the opposite end has taken away many lives.
J'avais presque 10 ans. J'ai traversé.
He had a life-threatening experience over the Nyong. However, many who are not fortunate like him could not survive crossing the Nyong.
Le courant nous a pris, j'ai failli me noyer.
Cette tragédie n'est pas la première à causer la désolation.
Citing the case of a young man who drowned while crossing in 2016, the mayor of Makak says his people, especially those of the Longhe clan, have lost many of their loved ones on this river. It was in response to the difficulties and pains of the locals that the government of Cameroon, through the Ministry of Public Works, donated 2 engine boats to the locals in Makak. Speaking at the award ceremony, Public Works Minister Emmanuel Ngano Jomesi called for a responsible use of the materials.
La sécurisation des ouvrages.
The increase in the prices of rice on the markets in the Republic of Cameroon is raising serious concerns in households. Rice is highly consumed by Cameroonians, and this increase in the prices of rice enters the framework of the increase in prices of basic commodities in general. This is something that's been witnessed in the Republic of Cameroon and many other African countries since the war erupted in Ukraine, and notably the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, and also as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Details with Lucy Lingo.
Food prices have been on the rise in Cameroon. In the marché New Daido of Douala, rice, which used to serve large families, is now a nightmare to many who complain of a hike in prices. 50 kilograms of brown rice that was sold at 21,500 before now costs 23,000 francs.
At first we were taking the bag of brownie rice, what they call 5 times 5, same for same, which means there's a 5 bag of 5 kilo of brownie rice in a bag. That means 25 kilo. So we're selling 1 bag of 5 kilo, 5,500 francs. But since that the price have increased, they're selling now 6,000. Now it's 6,000, cost 6,000. Concerning the normal rice, let's just take an example, 25 kilo. At first, it was the rice of 11,000. They were selling it 11,000. At time, even 10,000. At time, even 11,500. But now, you can hardly see a bag of rice of 10% Thailander, 11,000. Now it's 12,000, 12,500, 13,000.
Wholesalers attribute these changes to other factors affecting supply.
Those lack of material, the transportation, including the war of Ukraine, if that is making all these prices to rise up, because we are lack of those things. And then I can say even that is international, because that war is affecting more than one country.
Meanwhile, buyers on their part say they cannot manage the situation due to lack of income.
La différence qui existe entre les prix avant et maintenant ne m'arrange.
The different prices that exist makes it difficult for most of us to buy. Prices have drastically increased. At first, a glass of rice was sold for 150, but now it is sold for 175 francs. Bijou rice that was sold for 250 a glass now costs 275 francs. Perfume rice that was sold for 300 francs now costs 250 francs. It is not easy now because even to cook jollof rice for 1,000 becomes very difficult. Apart from rice, groundnut oil, red oil, and other basic commodities have faced a tremendous increase. 5 liters of mayo oil, which cost 5,500 at first, is now sold at 8,000 francs. With the continuous increase in the prices of basic commodities, buyers and sellers say the situation is getting out of hand.
Some young people in the Republic of Cameroon express hopes for a more credible, transparent, and, of course, beneficial elections in the Republic of Cameroon. Elections that will be beneficial or profitable for the nation and her people. And they were speaking to our reporters on the occasion of the visit of the President of Elections, Cameroon, the election organizing body, to Douala. Take a listen to some of them in this report compiled by Immaculate Fowe.
After 8 months of massive sensitization campaigns across the 10 regions of Cameroon, the Electoral Commission finally put an end to this year's voters' biometric registration exercise. In the Douala 2 subdivision, just like several other parts of the region, new voters queued up to get registered on the electoral list set up by the Commission.
Oh yes, I think that my impressions are very good for what I'm seeing. Even if there is the rain, but I feel that the figures are very good because we are made better than last year. And we feel that if we continue with this capacity, we are now over 7 million of registered persons. I want to congratulate my collaborators on the field for the job they have done.
Some of the newly registered candidates say they wish to see a transparent, fair and free electoral process in Cameroon. As a good citizen, it is good to get registered on the electoral list. We are hoping that things might change with time. Tomorrow is pregnant. Maybe God could touch the hearts of our government or political actors so the electoral process can be carried out in good conditions that encourages fairness and everyone can express their opinions without fear. According to the law governing elections in Cameroon, registration begins on January 1st and ends on the 31st of August every year.
At least 48 people have died in the Democratic Republic of Congo's central province of Sankuru following a cholera outbreak in the region, and the private-owned news website Actualité CD has reported that tens of people have actually died as a result of the cholera outbreak. According to local health officials, 401 cases of the disease were recorded between 15 and 21st August 2022. To contain the disease, health officials are working with the United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF to raise awareness among the local population. According to the website, the province of Sankuru has already been dealing with other diseases such as measles, monkeypox, acute respiratory infections, and meningitis. On 12 August 2022, Congolese health officials said they had recorded 69 cases of monkeypox, which was declared a global health emergency in July by the World Health Organization. Now to Ethiopia. The Ethiopian government has accused Tigrayan forces of expanding the renewed fighting to different fronts, including along the country's western border with neighboring Sudan. A statement on Wednesday said new fronts had opened in the west after Tigrayan offensives in the east around the town of Kobo did not go according to plan. There has not been a response from Tigrayan forces about these allegations. However, a senior Tigrayan official Getachew Reda earlier accused Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's government of wanting to further internationalize the conflict by sending tens of thousands of troops to neighboring Eritrea. And we're having the images of thousands of fighters, including the former rebel from rival camps in South Sudan, who have joined the country's united military. And we're going to be ending this edition of the news on Equinoxe Television here. Thank you for staying with us. Do have a nice time in the company of our programs coming up live. Equinoxe One from Yaoundé with Cesar Lonto.
Equinoxe Télévision, au-delà de l'image, nous rendons compte. De lundi à vendredi sur Equinoxe Télévision.
Comment vous expliquez ce qui arrive au Cameroun au regard de son potentiel?
Un pays qui a des problèmes énergétiques compromet ses chances vers l'émergence.
Vous avez suivi les panélistes, on se plaint, rien n'a véritablement changé. C'est comme si on n'avait même jamais mis sur pied tous ces projets.
De quoi que ce que nous disons ou nous voulons faire comprendre n'est pas totalement vrai. La preuve est que nous avons l'énergie ici.
Quand c'est pas bon, vous changez les gens, vous changez la façon de faire. Si on est SND chante aujourd'hui, ça veut dire que DSN n'a pas marché.
Je vous dis, le réchauffement climatique ne peut pas être à l'origine des problèmes que nous avons aujourd'hui.
Le préfet a décidé d'aller